Okay, this project here, we are going to take two of these cute little vintage change purses that I have purchased at a local online auction site. And we're going to take this frame that I picked up at one of my local thrift stores. I picked up a whole tote full of just plain frames. I think there was probably around 10 of them in there, and I got them for like $4. So, nothing fancy about it. I liked the rectangle shape of it. That's why I chose this one. But I'm removing the glass and the mat out of it, and I will be using those in other projects. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Dixie Belle's chalk mineral paint in the color Buttercream, and I am going to start covering the entire frame. So yeah, I have a little trouble getting the lid off here. So if you see me bang it on the table, that's what I was doing, loosening the lid up. So here I'm just going to go ahead and get one coat on. Like I said, this does take probably 2.5 coats just to make sure that the dark brown frame doesn't peek back through the paint. Okay, after I have the first coat on, I'm just using my heat gun to make sure that that first coat is completely dry. If you have ever worked with any kind of chalk paint, you have probably realized that if your first coat is not completely dry, if you go to put the second coat on, you will be pulling off more paint than you are actually putting on. So I just want to make sure that the first coat is completely dry all over. Okay, now that the first coat is completely dry, I'm going to go in and put on the second coat. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to go back to the mat, the original mat that was in the picture frame. And I cannot use it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it as a template. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock that I've got that, if you notice, the color of it is like a more aged yellowy beigey color. That's the color that I want my background to be. So I'm just using this, the original mat, to trace out the size that I need. And then I'm going to cut that out. And that is what I'm going to use as my background in the frame. Okay, now that I have that cut out, I'm just taking my vintage change purses here, and I am sizing them up and just kind of seeing what they look like with the colored background. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. We're going to go back to the frame. And now that that is, well, I say now that that is dry, I'm going to go ahead and put my piece in there, see how it looks with the color Buttercream that I painted the frame with, and make sure I'm happy with it. And I do like the look of it. So I took that back out because I actually want to age the frame. Now, the part that I missed here is I did seal the chalk paint with the DIY. If you see in the upper right hand corner, I use the DIY liquid patina to seal the chalk paint in. Anytime you use chalk paint, you have to seal it because it can be reactivated if it gets wet. So I did seal that. I missed recording that part. But after that top coat dried, I am taking my DIY dark wax and I am going to age the frame. So I'm just taking my brush and dipping it into the wax, and I'm going to cover the whole frame with it. And then I'm going to come back in with a baby wipe and wipe back all the excess. I just want the dark wax to sit down in the details of the frame, just to make it pop and to give it a little bit of age. Okay, now I'm going in with some DIY golden ticket, I think is what it's called. And I am going to just use a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. I'm just going to use what's on the lid. I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to rub it across the high areas and a little bit on the smoother surfaces. This is just going to give it a little bit of a more upscale or shiny little shimmer, gold shimmer to it. And I really like how this frame turns out by adding that one little touch to it. Okay, our frame is complete. Now I'm going to add the backer that I cut out. I'm going to put that back in. I'm not using the glass. I do not want to use the glass for this project. I will save that in case I need it for another one in the future. But I'm going to put that back in, make sure I've got the hanger on the right side. I've done that before, finished a project, and realized that the hanger was on the wrong side. So here I'm going to take our cute little vintage change purses, and I am going to see where my placement is going to be, and then I'm going to hot glue them down to our board. All right, now that that is finished, we are going to decorate this. I have got two different types of greenery sprigs here, and I'm going to take the purple and the darker green, and I'm going to add that to the top one, and I'm going to do the lighter green one in the bottom one. Okay, here is a look at the finished product. I think it turned out really cute. Just a really neat way to take some old vintage items and display them in your home. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this inspired you. And I will see you all in the next one.